much more. And every time we talk, I learned something new. And now I'm going into the Game of Life book. Now I'm reading that. I forget the woman's name. It's really good. And she has a lot of different good books. Going back through again, the quantum jumping, but it's just all intriguing stuff because it's all about us staying alert.
Yeah.
We cannot be just not even around. If we are in La La Land, we are really in trouble because we're missing out on what we can do. And there are people in La La Land just wasting time at work, wasting time on social media, and allowing the subconscious to create what they really might not want.
Well, again, I always say that I live in La La Land, but that is my bubble, that is my creation, and I call that La La Land. So the people that follow me, they know I talk about La La Land a lot. And La La Land for me is that place where I do create everything that I want. And so today I would love to talk again about what you give energy grows. So a lot of people underestimate that. And we know that principle because you see, if you have a garden and you are really watering your plants very well and you give it like all the nutrients that it needs, your crops are going to be beautiful if you give it a lot of attention and a lot of energy. But what we don't understand is that the same happens with our thoughts. And that's what you are saying, Neil. Like our thoughts are so important. The awareness of what we are thinking is so important because the thoughts that we give them energy by thinking them, and by being aggravated or happy, it doesn't really matter. We give them energy, and whatever we are thinking and give energy, that is exactly what we are going to manifest.
And that's tough because our people around us can guide us in that direction and we don't even know it. And it's sometimes too late.
Yeah, that is so true. That is so true. I wrote a blog about it today, that the real spiritual work or the real manifestation work is 24/7. It's not something that you take like an hour out of your day and now I'm going to write my affirmations and now I'm going to meditate on whatever I want. This is not what is going to create your future. Your future is created 24/7, every second of the day. I always say I take a little break of my spiritual work or my creation work because it's exhausting. Like if you have to be aware of your thoughts in the beginning, that is tough. What I did in the beginning was I put my alarm every hour and I stopped when the alarm went off, and I stopped and I said, okay, what was I thinking? What am I thinking? Where are my thoughts? And I was amazed. A lot of the times it was not where I wanted them to be. So then I could switch it and bring the good thoughts back in. And that's how I started creating more and more the reality that I wanted to create.
And sometimes the reality that we think we're creating isn't going to work out and it does. And then we're missing out on more opportunities. So, for example, our thoughts are, this isn't going to work out. Looks like I messed up. Oh, I better do something else. And then when you see the result at the end, you should have said, why did I think that way? Because we missed out on more things. Every moment of every day we can create. Every
Yeah.
moment of every day we can have gratitude.
Yeah.
Be happy for where we're at right now in the journey, and also say where we're going to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now. And we're already living that right now, what we're going to be. And if
Yeah.
we can keep that, but the hardest part is people around us. Hardest part is something that goes wrong. We talked a lot about that last week. When something goes wrong, we still have to be positive. We still have to
Yeah.
feel the energy that we're going to move on to the next thing and let it bother us for a second, maybe, and just go because we can't dwell
Yeah.
on
Let it go. Yeah. The minute you start dwelling in something that you don't want, you give it energy, and so it grows. So you don't want to do that. You really want to stay focused on what you want. And that's why I say I live in La La Land, because in my La La Land, I don't care what's happening around me. I don't worry about it. I don't watch TV. I don't watch news, or I don't listen to the news. And people say, why don't you want to know what's going on in the world? Well, it would be nice if I could do that without disturbing my good thoughts, without disturbing what I want to create for myself. I want to create a world that is way better than what most people see through their eyes. And we create what we have in our mind. That is the
Mm.
reflection. We see the reflection of what's going on in our minds.
All
So
right.
that
So
is
can
very
we
important.
watch the news and be subjective to it, and utilize it and keep that positivity throughout every news event, or will it? It depends on the person.
Well, I don't do well with the news. And so I decided not to watch it anymore because it gives, it's like the same thing. By watching it, I give it energy. And so when I give it energy, it grows. So I feel that I contribute to the peace in the world by not watching it, because then I don't give it energy. So that little bit of energy that it would get from me, I take that away. And I believe if everybody would do that, that the world would be a better place.
What about TV shows and different types of things to watch your programming you're watching? And it's a show that, you know what, shows a lot of chaos, but also you're learning from it. I've seen that documentaries are much better for me than TV shows that always show really not true life, and a
Yeah,
lot of real on the edge type stuff. It can
yeah.
become addicting at times, but I'm looking at it in a perspective of where I can be and not exactly what the energy that some people put on things. So I
I
don't know.
think, yeah,
Yeah, I think, but a news, everything is negative in news. A
I
drama,
think that we
television
have
should
to
go ahead. Go ahead.
use, yeah, we have to use, I feel that we have to use everything in our power, the TV or the shows or everything that we can use for the good. The same that we would use all the technology that we have for the good. You can always use something two ways. You can use it for the negative or you can use it for the positive. I am a big advocate of using it for the good. I teach my grandchildren to watch educational stuff on TV, to play games that they learn something when they want to play video games, that they're beautiful video games. They are amazing. And I love that. And they can use that to their benefit. And so I think I'm not the one that says you can never play games or you don't watch TV or you don't watch, but you have to be selective and you have to watch what makes you grow and watch what gives you energy and watch what gives you your power back. That for me is inspirational.
It seems very inspirational, and that's the power. So for example, I think a TV show or a series, you can get a perspective. Oh, I won't don't want to be that person. I'm going to focus on the positive of this show, even though there's some negative that I could dwell myself into. The news, because everything is negative in the end of the world for everything, and there's not a good versus evil, there's just evil. A TV show, any TV show, there is good and evil. There's never just straight evil. The news is straight evil. It's straight negativity. It's straight fighting. It's straight chaos. It's straight button pushing. You really can't control your
It's
subconscious.
created for that. It's created that way. And I'm not so sure that the news that we have is so objective. So that's another thing. You don't know what's true. You don't know what's real, what's not real. So also that part I don't want to really be exposed to because I don't know what I'm watching is really the truth. And by the way, what is the truth? It's also very it's a very convoluted idea. So for me, I just want to keep it in my own la la land. And I'm saying, let's just do and let's just do the things that we can do in our own mind and let's create our own reality. And I just always tell people, just live bold and fearless and live your dreams.
How do we listen to our subconscious every day? How do we make sure? And we're 95% in the subconscious. People just don't understand this. Only
Yeah,
5% in the conscious. Even when
yeah.
we're working or focusing, if it's becoming an automation thing that we're used to doing automated, like I can't think about something else while interviewing somebody. So I kind of luck out when I'm in a very focused activity. I'm not thinking about, oh, what am I going to do? What breakfast am I have? Or am I tired? Or this when I'm on a podcast or if I'm on a sales coaching. That's why there's so much brain activity the more focusing activities you do a day. That's what makes you tired. But then when you're in more of the subconscious, doing automated things, that's when the subconscious gets to you, right?
All the time. And you're so right. 95% of the time, it's just your programming that is rolling out. And a lot of people ask me all the time, that how do I know what is going on in my subconscious mind? How do I know what those thoughts are? And the answer is really simple. You just have to look into your life and see what's unfolding, because that is exactly what you have in your mind. Because it rolls out. Whatever you are thinking, that is what is going to happen in your life. So if there's a lot going on that you don't want, that is exactly what you're thinking. So you have to change that thinking, and that is not the easiest thing to do. And you have to do that step by step. I have a, a, a lot of videos on my YouTube channel that teach you how to do that.
Okay. We talked about vibrations are an important part of looking at what our subconscious is telling us. But I guess what reality of your day is. If your day is chaotic and it feels like you can't get in edgewise and you don't think that you really accomplished anything, then you better look at your subconscious. You're creating that style. If there's chaos in your life in so many ways, some jobs are chaotic. So let's talk about how do people that are in the nursing field or in certain healthcare emergency rooms or police officers or firefighters or anyone that's in the line of duty, how do they stay in that positive with the subconscious
Such
with
a
the
good question. Such an amazing question. I love that question, because it is true. All these people, they are confronted with not such great stuff. And the name of the game is to stay in a high vibration. And it's going to sound a little bit weird, but I think keeping it fun and keeping it light and not like digging into the mud. Like we sometimes have a tendency to go and emphasize all the bad. But like if people are in, let's say in healthcare, they can find their energy in all the good stuff that they do and how people appreciate them. And you'll always have that nurse, and I see it everywhere, that always keeps up everybody's good mood. She's always happy, or he's always happy, and they're singing and songs, and it's like always fun. That's exactly how they keep everybody around them on a higher vibration. And you see in those people, they will have patients. If they would do the study, I'm 100% sure that nurses that have a higher vibration by keeping it light and fun and joke all the time, that those people will have a faster healing than the
interesting,
ones that are with those people that are always like doom thinkers. You know what I mean?
right?
So keeping the vibration high by seeing the good, having the appreciation, and really connecting to the beauty of life.
Well, you can look at it one person and as a college coach, Deion Sanders, much different as a college football coach than some of these other ones that are hard nosed, don't even have a smile on their face ever, and they're all under the same amount of pressure. But Deion has that look at God and the universe and what he does, and he could get angry, but then he's back smiling again, and he's
Yeah,
back loving life, and you could tell he doesn't look the age he is because he looks like he's still was playing football. He
yeah,
has that mindset. Then you look at some other coaches that are grovelly and angry, and yeah, they're successful, but their bodies don't show it, their face doesn't show it, and they feel like they've gone through the war.
yeah.
So it's
Well,
interesting.
yeah.
Where would you want to be? Would you want to be Deion Sanders, or you want to be a coach like that just is just mean and angry and everything? And I can't even think of one to compare the two from. But that's the thing. That's the process. If we're going to be constantly negative, our results. I try to get this from talking to a coach yesterday about coaching Kobe Bryant, uh, coaching LeBron James and Steve Nash. Well, let's look at three things that if we were looking at the law of attraction that they utilize. Kobe always smiled. Even when he was screwing with people, he always smiled. He was the most intense person in the world, but he smiled all the time. So he didn't let it where he was angry. LeBron could look angry, but then you get his smile after a specific amount of time. But he was focused and attentive. But then he's back to smiling and happy, and he doesn't seem like he's miserable about things. He enjoys his life, enjoys things. Shaquille O'Neal will be another one. Shaq is a heart of gold, hardworking. But the thing is, it's your mindset too. These
Yeah.
guys would be really stressing if they think that they're not going to make that next basket, or they're not going to win that next game, or they're not going to be able to do this. But they put all the preparation, and then once they get on the field, they do their thing, but they smile while doing it. So that's
Exactly.
something we need to look at. Is yes,
Yeah.
there are people that
Yeah.
are grumbling, angry, upset, all those different things. This comparison could be one I don't want to use in politics, but I want to say it, but I'm not going to say it. Look at,
Don't
no,
say it.
I'm not going to
No.
say it, but I'll tell you off air, because you can really see specifically enough when that person's out of the public eye. Are they smiling? Are they happy? Are they angry, mean, and nasty? And that's what you have to look at, because
Yeah, exactly.
they're not either they're not living it. And guess what? You're going to see a lot of things go wrong that are absolutely outrageously wrong if they're not living that type of life. If we're looking at about billionaire entrepreneurs, Ray Dalio is somebody that you look at that completely practices the law of attraction and lives that. But you can look at Elon Musk. He's not a very happy man. He's constantly stressed. He's constantly upset. His life is chaos. I'd rather be Ray Dalio. So that's something to
I'd
look
rather
at.
be me. I'd rather be me. I'm
I'd
sorry.
rather be me. Meaning if you're choosing two billionaires. Okay. So your YouTube channel is the best place, right? But we have to
Yes.
start. Is that a homework assignment for this week for people to start really thinking about their thoughts more, what their thoughts are?
Yeah, I think awareness is key. Like if you're really serious about creating your own life, you have to become aware of your thoughts, because that is so important. So if you don't know what you're thinking about and you're not aware, then nothing's going to change. Then you're just going every day, and it's a 9 to 5 rolling over everything again. Awareness is key. Become aware of your thoughts. And if you don't like what you see in your environment, change it. You
So go
have
to
the
your
power.
so go to your YouTube channel. What's your YouTube channel?
Yes. Go and take a look. Rika Rivka Markel.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks again, Rika.
Okay, bye.
Are you listening and watching the Neil